Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers, and welcome to your cricket show, Cricket Happenings. And what an exciting day we had today. I'll be talking about Australia's clean sweep of Pakistan in the five-match ODI series, as definitely the Pakistanis really fought valiantly, but in the end they lost by 20 runs, thus giving Australia a 5-0 route of Pakistan in the ODI series, and also this was their eighth consecutive win in ODIs, and they would be marching with confidence to the World Cup 2019, especially considering the fact that they are without two of their stalwarts, David Warner and Stephen Smith, who are doing duty in the IPL, and we all know David Warner is absolutely in pink form in the IPL, and today he scored another century. And just skipping the topic there now, as far as IPL is concerned, today it was a record-breaking day in IPL 2019, as David Warner and Jonathan Bairstow cracked 185 runs opening partnership, which broke the existing record of 184, which was held by Gautam Gambhir and Chris Lynn back in 2017, as they put up the highest opening partnership of 185 runs to give the Sunrisers Hyderabad a big score of 231, and Mohammad Nabi with the ball, and also centuries. David Warner 100 not out, and Jonathan Bairstow scored his first century of the IPL, and he was the one who was ultra aggressive today compared to Warner. And 231 for 2 proved very tough for the RCB, as Mohammad Nabi with his right arm office really drilled a hole into the RCB batting order, and from which they never recovered, and they were bowled out for 113, and a big win for the Sunrisers Hyderabad, 118 runs. And also the other match that we had was Chennai Super Kings were taking on the Rajasthan Royals. Chennai Super Kings were initially, they were struggling when they were starting their innings, but Mahendra Singh Dhoni was the difference with that majestic innings that he played of 75, which included 28 runs of the final over being clubbed, which included 3 sixes of the last 3 balls of the innings of the bowling of Jaydev Unadkat. And finally, that was the difference which enabled the CSK to reach 175 for 5. And the Rajasthan Royals definitely came close to it. They had 12 runs required of the final over, but Bravo was the one who defended it well, and the game was over, and it was a win by 6 runs. As I said, Dhoni was the real difference between both the teams. So I will be talking about 3 matches. So first we will have a look at, as I said, it is again going to be a short cricket show, no doubt about it. As I said, with 3 matches, it's not possible to go into any of the details, but generally I will be just talking to you. Australia were the ones who batted first. They amassed 327 for 7 batting first, the feature being Usman Khawaja. Now, this has been something which has been the central part of Australia's success, where it has been the openers Khawaja and Finch doing a great job. Khawaja contributed 98 of 111 deliveries, 10 boundaries in that. Arun Finch was out for 53 of 69 deliveries, 2 fours and 2 sixes. Marsh played a steady 61 runs of 68 balls with 5 fours and 1 6. But the man who really started hitting the Pakistan bowlers hard was none other than Glenn Maxwell, who contributed 70 of just 33 deliveries, which included 10 fours and 3 sixes, and that was the precise reason the Aussies could amass 327 for 7. Other than that, there was nothing to really talk about. The bowling was listless from the Pakistanis. That the man who really impressed the most was Usman Shinwari, who bowled the right lines, and he at one stage he had 14 runs taken off his 5 overs, and after that he got a bit of a clatter, but nevertheless he still was he was still the best bowler among the group. 4 overs for 49 runs, 10 overs for 49 runs, and picked up 4 wickets, including that of Usman Khwaja and Arun Finch. Mohammad Abbas played today. Hasnain was rested. Abbas was, I would say, totally off colour. His 10 overs was cracked for 71 runs without a wicket. Junaid Khan 9 overs 3 for 73. Imad Wazim 10 overs 151. Usman Shinwari already spoken about. Yasir Shah costly 10 overs 63. Haris Sohail were 1 over 13. Now Pakistan were chasing 327. The start was disastrous. Abid Ali was out in the very first over to the bowling of Behrendorff, and after that contributions coming from Shan Masood for 50, 54 balls to 3 fours. But Haris Sohail scored the second century of the series, and what a knock from Haris Sohail. He's another future batsman for Pakistan in the like Babar Azam, I would say, because he's such a wonderful stroke maker. It is so pleasing to the eye when he actually plays his strokes, and besides his drives and his pulls were superb, and it was a sublime innings of 130 of 129 deliveries, 11 fours and 3 sixes studded into that. But again, it was not enough. And then Haris Sohail was on for 130. Mohammad Rizwan for Umar Akmal did a good job, even though he could not go the whole hog. He made 43, but definitely curbed his natural instincts to play the strokes, and decided to play second fiddle. So it's good to see Umar Akmal's contribution 43. But after that, things became very tough, especially after Haris Sohail's wicket was taken by Richardson. Things became very tough for them, with Imad Wazim having to do all the work. Saad Ali once again failed, and Imad Wazim was having the onus of taking Pakistan home with the help of the tailenders Yasir Shah, Usman Shinwari. But that couldn't happen. Imad Wazim tried his bit by contributing an unbeaten 50 not out of 34. There were 6 fours and 1, so he was also captain of the team, as you know. And the match ended with a 20-run. With Australia winning the bat 20 runs, as said, they clean swept the Pakistanis in the United Arab Emirates in the ODI series, which is sort of a great job that has been done by them, especially after beating India, coming from behind and hitting India 3-2 in the ODI series. And now Pakistan have been routed 5-0, and what more you would need to do to get your confidence up going into World Cup 2019. Splendid job, the Aussies. And the bowling, if you look at the bowling, Behrendorff 8 overs, no maiden, 63 runs and 3 wickets. Kane Richardson 6 overs, 10 overs, no maiden, 1 for 61. Nathan Lyon 10 overs, 1 for 50. Maxwell 10 overs, 1 for 45, did well. Zampa 9 overs, 1 for 68. And Stoinis 3 overs, 9 for 20. Glenn Maxwell was named player of the match. And Arun Finch, the captain of the Australia, was named player of the series for his very good exploits at the centre. Now let's have a look at the other game. Now we are getting into the IPL 2019. So let's have a look at this game, which was absolutely cracker stuff, where a record was being set in IPL history when the 184 runs partnership that was put by Gautam Gambhir and Chris Lynn for Kolkata Knight Riders versus Gujarat Lions in the year 2017 was grounded to the dust by just one run. And this was the Sunrisers Hyderabad pair of Jonathan Bairstow, who got his first ever century in IPL. His contribution being 114 of 56 deliveries, 12 fours and 7 sixes. And he was the one who was the most aggressive compared to David Warner, who normally is. But David Warner's contribution was not on 100 of 55 deliveries, 5 fours and 5 sixes. What a performance! 185 runs partnership, which came in 16.2 overs, which definitely was a great foundation, and it did not require any other players to come. Vijay Shankar was run out for 9 of 3 balls with 1 6. Pathan was not out on 6. And that's it. I mean, 231 for 2, always going to be a tough ask. And if you look at the bowling there, the bowling went for a real clatter. Moeen Ali 3 overs, none for 29. Umesh Yadav 4 overs, none for 47. Chahal 4 overs, none for 44. Siraj 4 overs, none for 38. Burman 4 overs. Now Burman also there was another record that happened in IPL today, and this was this young leggy Ray Burman, who became the youngest player at the age of 16 to make his debut in Indian Premier League. But he definitely entered at the wrong time, and especially with the swishing blades of Warner and Bairstow, there was nothing that Burman could do. His 4 overs went for 56 runs and 1 over for 16 for Granholm. Now, the Royal Challengers Bangalore, faced with a very huge target of 232 runs to win, definitely, as I said, was a stiff ask for them, tough ask for them. But one was thinking with this very powerful batting lineup, they would probably challenge it. But it was not to be. Mohammad Nabi, the right-arm offie, absolutely drilled a hole into the RCB innings by first getting Parthiv Patel to a ball. It was a full toss, and Parthiv Patel was caught by Pandey of the bowling Nabi for 11 for 8 balls with 2 fours. Hetmyer already hit a 6 of Kumar in the previous over, but Mohammad Nabi got a ball which pitched on the middle stump and turned away from him. Hetmyer was running down the pitch. It was all over. Bairstow had whipped off the bails, and Hetmyer was gone, stumped by Bairstow bowling Mohammad Nabi for 9 of 9 deliveries with 1-6. After that, De Villiers was the big wicket that Mohammad Nabi got, where De Villiers expecting the ball to turn. Nothing like that happened, and it bowled A.B. De Villiers. He expected the ball to probably turn into him, but this actually went past the outside edge and onto the stumps. So De Villiers was a big wicket bowled by Mohammad Nabi for 1, and then Mohammad Nabi went on to pick up the wicket of Shivam Dubey, who tried to go high, wide and handsome, and he was caught Huda bowled Nabi 5, giving 4 wickets to Mohammad Nabi, and in the process that was 4 wickets, so he really rocked the boat of the RCB. And then Virat Kohli, who has always been a victim of Sandeep Sharma, fell in the IPL, fell for the 6th time and it was out of a very bad delivery, an over-pitch delivery, which Virat Kohli wanted to smoke it through the cover region, and David Warner was into business as he took the catch on the cover drive, and Virat Kohli was gone for 3, and then Moeen Ali compounded matters, being run out for 2, and this RCB had a very, very sad picture of being 35 for 6 after in 7.3 overs, and after that it was always going to be difficult. Granholm just stayed there, making 36 run out for 37 of 32, 3 fours, 2 sixes. Burman on his debut made 19 of 24 with 2 fours. Umesh Yadav 14, and it was all over. 113 all out. The RCB wrapped up, innings wrapped up, and a big victory for the Sunrisers Hyderabad, and RCB are still hunting for their first ever win in IPL 2019. Look at the bowling figures from that man, the right arm offie, Mohammad Nabi. 4 overs, no maiden, 11 runs and 4 wickets, and this is splendid stuff from Mohammad Nabi. Kumar 3 overs for 25. Sandeep Sharma shared the spoils with Nabi. 3.5 overs, no maiden, 19 runs and 3 wickets. Siddharth Kaul 3 overs, none for 16. Rashid Khan 4 overs, none for 25. Vijay Shankar bowled 2 overs, none for 13. And the man of the match going to Jonathan Bairstow for his Johnny Bairstow for his exploits with that first ever century in IPL, which will make him very happy. Right now, the last match that we are going to see here. Is between Chennai Super Kings, who took on the Rajasthan Royals, and what a match that was. Chennai Super Kings all the way were onto a real struggle in the initial part of the innings, but then the main difference, as I said, was Mahendra Singh Dhoni. What a knock he played! I mean, he really took the game away. Chennai Super Kings, as I said, they made 175 for 5. They struggled in the initial part. They brought Raidu for 1. Jofra Archer was on the money today for Rajasthan Royals. He delivered a maiden wicket over. He actually hit Raidu on the forearm, probably rattled by that blow. It was the wicket of Raidu in the same over, in the final delivery. He got a ball which he fended at it. Butler took the catch. He was gone for 1. Watson was taken care of by Stokes for 13, and Jadhav fell for 8, and the score at 36 for 14 for 27 for 3, with Jadhav gone in the 5th over. And Suresh Raina briefly gave company to Mahendra Singh Dhoni, making 36 of 32, 4 fours, 1 6. But Dhoni was the man who was not in any hurry. He was biding his time at the crease, but when it really came to explode, he had Bravo for company, and he went aerial a lot of times, and Dhoni just got, they got 60 runs of the last 3 overs, and Dhoni is such a calculating cricketer. He got 28 runs of the final over of Javed Unadkat, and Javed Unadkat last 3 balls of the CSK innings was struck for sixes by Dhoni, and and those sixes were clubbed to all different parts of the ground as CSK reached 175 for 5. Dhoni was not out on 75, 44 deliveries, 46 deliveries, 4 fours and 4 sixes. The bowling, Kulkarni 4 overs 1 for 37, but look at that bowling from Jofra Archer, who really was the pick today. 4 overs on maiden, 2 for 17, splendid bowling. Ben Stokes 3 overs 1 for 30, Gopal 3 overs 1 for 23, Gautam bowled 2 overs for 13, and Unadkat was the one who had the maximum clatter of runs. 4 overs went for 54 runs. Rajasthan Royals in their chase started disastrously. They lost Rahane. Chahar was moving the ball both ways. Shardul Thakur was the other bowler, and Chahar was the one who first picked up the wicket of Rahane for a duck, and then Sanju Samson also fell to Chahar for 8, and Chahar had taken 2 wickets. And Shardul Thakur took the biggest wicket of the Rajasthan Royals team, which was a big blow for them, as Butler was got Bravo bowled Thakur for 6, and then it was only Tripathi with 39 of 24 and Stephen Smith 28 of 30 who they tried to stop the they tried to get on with things, but Ben Stokes was there. Ben Stokes was and Imran Tahir then came into the picture and showed his style by picking up 2 wickets, that of Tripathi and Smith. Ben Stokes he just strode on, and Ben Stokes was still there, and finally the match came down to the wire. Jofra Archer was good enough. Jofra Archer gave good company, and in the 18th over, Bravo was slammed for 2 sixes, but Dhoni still gave the responsibility to Bravo, with Rajasthan Royals needing 12 runs for the final over, and Bravo was this time was not. He was a different bowler altogether, as he picked up Ben Stokes' wicket in the very first ball of the final over, and then went on to add Shreyas Gopal in the 5th ball, and finally it was a victory. But Jofra Archer was very good with the bat. He had to remain not out on 24 of 11 deliveries, 1 4 and 2 sixes, which were cracked absolutely beautifully, and that was the end of the match. 167. And as I said, Dhoni was the real difference between both the teams. Only a 6-run victory for the Chennai Super Kings, but they will take it any day. They won by 8 runs. Super Kings winning the match by 8 runs. The bowling, Chahar was superb. 4 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 18. As I said, he moved the ball both ways. Shardul Thakur 4 overs to 42. Santer bowled 2 overs for 26. Jadeja and Santer were a bit costly. 2 overs for 23 for Jadeja. Imran Tahir did his job as usual, 4 overs to 23, and Bravo did it in the end. 4 overs, no maiden, 2 for 32. So that was those were the matches which were played today in the IPL. The match which is coming up tomorrow, I have to still look at my calendar to see which is the match which is coming up tomorrow. Trying to have a sneak peek at it, just trying to see which team is going to be playing tomorrow. Just give me a moment here, dear friends. Yes, it's Kings 11 Punjab taking on the Delhi Capitals. It should be another really one hell of a game with Pant at the other end with Delhi Capital, and Chris Gale with the Kings 11 Punjab. So I think we are in for a mighty clash here between both the teams. Well, dear fans, subscribers, It's always a pleasure bringing you this Cricket Happening show. Hope you all enjoyed this broadcast of mine. With this being said, it is time for me to finally sign off this on a Sunday. Thank you.